Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another Planty video. So today I am wanting to do some work with my Amydrium medium silver. I have just been so in love with this plant lately. It's definitely become one of my favorites just after it's put out these two new leaves. Like, look at them. It's so incredible. Oh my goodness. So this plant has pretty much outgrown the cabinet that it was living in, so I'm going to be moving it out, and I'm also going to be extending its moss pole because, as you can see, it's pretty much at the top here. So I'm just going to make another one and then attach it. I don't think it needs to be repotted or anything like that. We're just going to be extending the moss pole. I also just thought I would talk about it a little bit because I have received some questions, and I haven't had this for a super long time, maybe like 7 months now, but I feel like there's a couple of really key factors in growing this plant, so I'm just going to talk about those. And yeah, I guess I can make the moss pole while we chat. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna get organized. Okay, so I just counted the squares that I used in this moss pole because obviously I want it to be the same size, and there's 9 squares, in case anybody's wondering about the width. It is a thinner moss pole than I would like, but that's the one it has, so I'm just gonna roll with it for now, and then if I ever repot it and give it a new pole to climb, then I'll make a wider one. But for now, we're just gonna stick with that. Oh wow. The portion that's already like here that I was gonna cut from is exactly 9 squares, so that's perfect. Maybe I'll put the plant up here so you guys can kind of see it while I'm talking about it. You can see some of it at least. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I've had this plant for around 7 months. It was originally an import, and then a friend was caring for it for me for a while, and then I got it. And when I first got it, it was like right after I moved, and I know I have like a plant chores or like a plant haul or something that shows it when I first got it, and it had a ton of runners because that's what these guys do. They will run on you. They're gonna shoot out runners, or which is basically like leafless vines. So they will shoot those out. So I propagated all of the runners that were coming off of this plant, and then eventually I got this potted up and was just waiting for new growth, and obviously I eventually got that new growth. I gave it a moss pole immediately because, like I said, this plant loves to shoot out runners, which leads me to I think that there's two things in the recipe to grow this plant. And the first one is giving it a pole or something to climb, and the second one is giving it high light. If it doesn't have those things, then it's likely just going to give you runners, or you're gonna have a much more difficult time getting like beautiful leaves from it. It just wants to shoot out those runners, searching for light and searching for something to climb. This plant is honestly probably my best climber. It's like so flush to the pole, like it just adheres right along there and wants to climb so badly. So I definitely think that that's like a very important thing in growing this plant. For some reason, just finding care information or just information in general about this plant online is not easy. So as far as humidity goes, I'm not sure how necessary that is. Like I said, I have been growing it in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. However, I am moving it out today, I guess, because it's definitely not going to fit in with the moss pole extension. So that's experimental. I'm going to see how it goes. I think it might be okay because this is a bit of a, well, I wouldn't say it's a thick leaf. This one's kind of thirsty, so it feels quite thin. But since it's not velvety or anything, I have a feeling that this is going to be maybe okay without super high humidity. I think it's more the light and giving it something to climb. As for watering, I pretty much water it. Let me go get my moss because I'm gonna just keep talking about this plant and not even get my moss pole made. I already have moss all over myself and I haven't even put my potting mat out yet. Okay, so as for watering this plant, I pretty much water it the same as my other aeroids, like I just let it dry out and then give it a thorough watering. I usually thoroughly drench this thing in the shower just because that's how I water my moss pole plants most of the time. It's just in my regular chunky potting mix, and I do have Osmocote slow release fertilizer in there. And a question that I sometimes get about my potting mix is just about like nutrients and fertilizer, because I just use cocoa coir as like the base. I don't have any actual soil in my potting mix. So I do fertilize like most of the time when I water, or use a slow release fertilizer. There is the option of adding worm castings into your mix if you don't want to be like heavily fertilizing all the time. I enjoy to fertilize my plants and like mix it up and like try out different fertilizers and stuff. So that's why it works well for me. But yeah, I basically just do the Osmocote for this guy, because like I said, I'm mostly just popping him in the shower. You will get this kind of like crisping if you let it get super bone dry. So I would say it's quite a tolerant and resilient plant, but yeah, you might get some cosmetic damage if you are letting it go for too long. I'm really excited to look in my, why did I put the corners up? I don't even need the corners up for this. I'm really excited to look in my prop box because I have not looked in it for weeks, and like I said, I cut up a bunch of the runners. So I'm gonna have some babies, and I'm just gonna add it into this pot and have a more full plant. I'm really hoping that this keeps growing so beautifully once I add this extension, because I have a feeling that moving it outside of the cabinet, it's not gonna be very happy and it's gonna start shooting out runners again. But I mean, what can you do? We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm just feeling like very invested in this plant right now. I don't know if any of y'all can relate, but sometimes I kind of don't pay a ton of attention to a plant, and then it just starts growing really beautifully. And then suddenly I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, yes, my eyes are on you, and I am willing to put in a lot more time and energy to maintain this beautiful growth that's been happening. So my favorite plants kind of like come and go in cycles. I mean, of course I have my like ride or die favorites that I'm always gonna love, but the other ones, it kind of depends on how they're growing and what my experience is with them. But yeah, right now, loving this guy. Absolutely one of my favorites. What else? He's in terracotta, as you can see. I think it would do fine in really like any type of pot. Have never had a pest issue with him, luckily. Like I said, I think that these, I don't even know what to call these leaves. Like, they're just regular. Like, they're not velvety or suede-y or anything like that. They're just like regular. Great description, Fern. Great description. Okay, let's see how that goes. We're using the black zip ties today, you guys. I'm really just over the colorful ones. I've been trying to use those up for like 2 years, honestly. A year and a half. And I'm kind of just over it. There's only a few left, and it's just like getting torturous at this point. So maybe I'll keep them and save them for something where they're not going to be visible, but I'm just like wanting to use the black now. Okay, so I'm just going to zip tie this up. I'm sure if you have been on my channel, then you've seen me make moss poles a million times, so that's why I'm not really explaining what I'm doing, but I think I have a whole playlist, a whole moss pole playlist on my channel if you are interested. I am a little bit moss pole crazy. Got quite a few plants on them. If you have any care tips for this plant that you would like to add, please leave them below in the comments so that we all can read them. I would love that. Or if you have any resources for where I can find out more about these plants, definitely let me know. Sometimes people comment like the craziest, most specific, like underground knowledge, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like where do people hear these things? Like, I don't know if it's on Facebook groups or like what the heck, but yeah, where are y'all like getting all of your really specific and like niche plant knowledge, because I would love to like read about plant information that's like actually accurate. This moss pole is very very full. I actually think I'm going to take a little bit out because I don't want this pole to be like way heavier than the one on the bottom. It's like barely going to close here. Maybe I will check my prop box and see if there's any babies sprouting up. Then we can add them in right now if there is. The only thing is it's kind of hard to tell. I feel like they kind of look like a Cebu blue when they're small. So we'll take a look. I'm always curious of whether people prefer that I don't speed up the footage and I just, even if it's something tedious like this, I just leave the whole clip, because I can do that, and sometimes I do. But I'm just like worried people are gonna get bored and click off. But I also know that some people just like playing these videos. Well, a lot of people, which I do the same thing, like playing plant care videos when you're doing your own plant chores. So it's kind of nice to have like a longer video. But then also sometimes it's kind of fun to like speed it up or put music over top or whatever. So I kind of do a mix of all those things in my videos just because I never really know, like I want to cater to everybody, I suppose. So let me know what you prefer in plant videos. Okay, I don't know why I put off making, I have this thought every time I make moss poles, that I don't know why I put it off so much, because it really takes like no time at all and I just feel so accomplished afterwards. Okay, I'm gonna do one down here. I always leave some room without moss at the bottom so that can attach to the main moss pole. The sun seems to have disappeared on us. It's been sunny most of the day, which has been so nice. I saw in the weather that it's supposed to rain the rest of the week again. Story of my life. I think I'm gonna go for a run after I film this video, which will be nice. I'm trying to get back into, I've never really been consistent at running, but I'm trying to get into it, just to like do something active that's outside for the warmer weather. But it's quite an interesting endeavor because I am very out of shape when it comes to cardio, is what I've discovered in the past week. Also going to a yoga class on Sunday. I'm really excited. I have not been to a yoga class in like literally years. Probably like 4 years maybe, I'm gonna guess. 4 or 5 years, like that's crazy. I have been doing yoga at home, but it'll be nice to just like have an actual instructor in the flesh. Okay, so that is done. I guess I will clip off all these plastic parts. Look at that. Feeling good about it. Feeling really good. And the sun just decided to come back out. It's lovely. I feel so good like doing something hands-on, like whenever I make something with my hands, you know? Okay. How are we gonna do this? Maybe will you be able to see if I put this down here? Yeah, I'm gonna move this. Oh my goodness. Move this closer. Okay, so we're gonna attach it on the top here. And I'm gonna attach it facing the proper way. Oh, you know what I'm realizing? I wonder if I should have made it 1 square bigger so that it fits. I didn't even think about that. We'll see. I think it'll fit. I'll make it fit. I do think though it would have been easier if I would have gone with 10 squares instead of 9. I just did not even think about that. Oh, okay, it'll be fine. It'll fit. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, okay. So now all I have to do is zip tie to secure it. I feel like I used to be better at adding these extensions. I don't know why. I need to like watch back my old videos or something. I thought I always did it this way, but maybe I didn't. Okay, so there's one. And then I'm just going to go around and secure it. Okay. Okay, the sun is really out now. It's really nice. My rainbows are going. You can see the colors. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off the plastic. Okay. Not super sturdy, but it's quite tall now, so that's probably why. I feel like I need to put something, I feel like I need to wedge something like behind it in the pot because it's wanting to lean backwards. I wonder what I can find. Let's try this crystal. Wow, actually works pretty good. Okay, cool. Cool. So I just put that crystal in there to act as a little wedge and keep it upright. I'll probably put this somewhere where it's going to be like kind of leaning on something anyways. This is the problem with these tall skinny poles. Like they're much more stable when they're wider. So yeah, I mean, whatever, it serves its function, right? It'll be fine. I don't know where I'm going to put this plant, but first I'm gonna go look at my prop box and see if I can find little babies of this. I probably should have done that first, but oh well. Okay, check out what I found in my Perlite prop box. These two little babies, which I'm quite sure are both Amydrium medium silver. This larger one, I'm pretty positive. This one could be Amydrium medium or Cebu blue. I think it's Amydrium medium though. I think it's so hard to tell when they're that tiny, but just looking at this, like the sticks look kind of similar and the leaves, like the whole shape and everything looks pretty similar. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these into the pot. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. I wasn't thinking I was gonna be doing this today. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little hole here. To stick them in. This one. Just gonna put them both in here, I guess. I don't know, I'm not gonna be too fussy about it though. Oh my gosh, the sides of this one are like rotted. Oh gosh, this is why I should have done the pole last, but I didn't know I was gonna be doing this. Okay, let's cut, oh, yikes. This side as well. I don't know if this little guy's gonna make it. Maybe though, we'll see. Root looks good. Okay, wait, is this one rotted too? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I guess that's that. Oh man, this pole is like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Seriously, what the heck? Those are the babies in there. Can't even tell how well it's focusing. Hopefully you can see. And then this is the full plant and a very tall, unstable moss pole. We don't strive for perfection around here, y'all. Really, this thing needs a new wide moss pole, but it's already rooted into the original ones. I don't want to replace it. I am going to go water this in the shower, and then I am going to decide where I'm gonna put it. And once I figure that out, I'll show you where I put it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided to go with the bedroom right beside my El Choco Red, and I think that this is going to be a really great spot for it. The light is pretty good. There's a couple different grow lights here, up there, and then also my window, which is over there. It's not too far from that, so hopefully it's going to be enough light for it. And yeah, this area is getting like quite planty now in my bedroom. For a while I felt like my room wasn't really planty, but it's really filling up and I'm loving it. Also, while I was showering it, I noticed that it had like a crusty sheath thing like that was ready to come off, so I pulled it off, and there's a new growth point under there, which is very exciting. So hopefully we get a new leaf pretty soon. That would be awesome. I'll let you guys know whether I get runners or leaves. Hopefully leaves. Like, look at how... Oh my goodness, this plant is honestly just like so incredible. Please let me know if you have one. Yeah, just amazing. And I also wanted to point out like how tightly it climbs when you give it something to climb. Like, I don't even need to add any plant velcro or anything to this plant, because it honestly just like adheres like flat right onto the pole. Like, it's honestly crazy. So yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Leave me a thumbs up if you did. Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to chat with you in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!